Good evening to all. This is in continuation of series of videos on a steam turbine. Today video is related to working principle of impulse steam turbine. In this video you will see the construction of impulse turbine, various steam handling parts and pressure and velocity variation etc and etc. This video is going to be very interesting, and so do keep watching until the end. Subscribe it, share it to your family and friends. Please don't forget to hit the bell icon. If you want to see the previous videos on a steam turbine, I will put the links on the description box. So let's start the video. Impulse turbine is typically used as a back pressure application. Normally, there are two types of application. One is a back pressure application, another is called condensing type of application. In back pressure application, the outlet or exhaust pressure of turbine is having a still superheated steam, and that can be used in the process industry. So typically, impulse turbine is used as a back pressure application, and the power generation of impulse turbine is relatively smaller than impulse and reaction turbine. Impulse turbine is used as a driver. That means it's a driver to drive the compressor and pumps, because it is not used as a power generation in plant, but mostly used as a driver because of a smaller capacity or because of a smaller capacity of power generation. So it is used as a driver. Uh, if you look at the back pressure application, ranking cycle for the back pressure application. So in the first video, I have shown in detail about what are the back pressure application, what are the condensing type. So I have just shown, refresh this, this video again, that this is a back pressure application where 1 and 2 is the isentropic expansion or adiabatic expansion in the turbine where power is produced. And then from 2 it goes to process plant, because 2 point is a still superheated steam, and that can be used as a other application in the plant. Process 3 and 4, you can look at 3 and 4 where the pump pressurizes the pressure of the water. So feed water pump is normally used in the process 3 and 4 where low pressure of water is pressurized up to high pressure. Then process 4 and 5, you can see process 4 and 5 is a constant pressure heat addition in a steam generator or boiler. Process 5 and 6, you can see it is a constant temperature and constant pressure heat addition, that is evaporation process in a steam generator. And process 6 and 1 is constant pressure heat addition, that is converting into superheated steam in the boiler. So these are typical processes for Rankine cycle for back pressure application. Now let us focus. Now we have to narrow down the our study. So now we have to focus only process 1 and 2, so which is nothing but it is turbine, a steam turbine. So in a steam turbine, we are now discussing only the impulse type of turbine. We have normally two types of turbine. One is impulse turbine, another is impulse and reaction turbine. Please note that there is no machine which is built pure reaction turbine. Only in hydraulics, that is a Kaplan turbine, is uses pure reaction turbine. Other in a steam turbine, it is either impulse turbine or it will be either impulse and reaction turbine. No pure reaction turbine. So if you look at closely about process 1 and 2, there is so many things in here. If you see the process of a steam, so when a high pressure steam comes here, that is first comes to inlet drift valve. Drift valve is a valve which stop the machine quickly so that the high pressure energy of the steam should not enter into the steam turbine, otherwise it will damage. So in event of any stoppage, that valve quickly stops so that steam flow has to be stopped entering into the steam turbine. The next process is comes as a governor. Governor is a function. Governor is to control the steam flow so that the power generation is controlled, speed is controlled. So governor main function is to control the steam so that power is controlled and speed is controlled. Then since it is a case of back pressure application, that means the it will outlet or exhaust pressure of steam turbine is still superheated and it will go to process application. So this is a typical case of process of a steam turbine for back pressure application. Now this is actual photo of a steam turbine. This is a case of impulse steam turbine. So you can see this is inlet where this is strip ball, then this is governor, and finally it goes to rotor where it rotates and then finally comes out from this. It will more about here. You can see same thing. What is the process here? Same thing written here. This is strip valve. Steam enters here. Steam enters here. You can see this is strip valve. This is strip valve. Then it goes to governor. You see this is governor. This is actuated externally with this governor. You see this is governor. And then finally it goes to a steam turbine. You can see it goes to steam turbine and finally comes out after producing the power. It comes out like this. And since it is a back pressure application, that means the outlet condition is still superheated and so it can be sent to the plant process application. And this is a actual casing and rotor assembly inside the steam turbine. Now, a little bit more about if you see the internal construction of a steam turbine. This is a typical case of Curtis wheel, that is impulse turbine. You can see inside is a rotor. This is a casing, and little bit more we can see in the next. If you see the flow path, a steam comes. You can see this flow path here comes, then comes go after coming from drift ball, it goes to governor. This is governor where flow is controlled. Then it comes here and it is a nozzle. This is nozzle, ring of nozzles, and then it extract to first row of moving blades. Then in between there is a reversing blade where this is Curtis type of turbine, and that is so one reversing blade, and then finally it hits to another set of moving blade. This is another set of moving blade, and then finally comes out. So this is a rotor where two sets of rotating blade are attached, and in between this is a nozzle ring which is attached to the casing, and there is a in between there is a reversing blade which is attached again to the casing, a stationary part. Now this next this is case and the top view, sorry, bottom view of the casing. You can see this is lower portion. You can easily see this is locations of bearings, rotors locations, and then we have nozzles, then reversing what is called blades. Now close photo of nozzles. You can see this nozzles is fitted to the casing, and you see this is nozzles, actual nozzles drill on the nozzle rings. This is nozzle rings, and you can see this is one, two, three, so many nozzles are drilled on the plate. So these are the nozzles of a steam turbine, and this is reversing a blade for Curtis wheel. You see, and this is a wheels through a steam can pass. You see this is plate, and this is on which this reversing blade is attached. So this is case of impulse turbine for nozzles and reversing blade. Now this is actual rotor. You see two sets of moving blade. This is rotor, and you see this is from the top view. If you look at from this side, you will see that is the impulse turbine moving blade profile where inlet and outlet cross sectional area of moving blades are same because this is impulse type of turbine. Again, I just said turbine, in case of impulse turbine it is a single stage impulse turbine and multi-stage impulse turbine. Truly speaking, if it is a single stage, it cannot be pressure compounding or cannot be velocity compound because this is single stage, but still it is put under the head of pressure head. So D-level turbine is a single stage impulse turbine. Retro turbine can be single stage, it can be multi-stage. If it is a single stage, then it comes under single stage retro. So single stage turbine can be D-level turbine and retro turbine. In multi-stage impulse turbine is retro turbine and it is a pressure compounding. Then next is a velocity compounding. So velocity compounding is only Curtis turbine. So Curtis turbine is a impulse turbine of velocity compounding. So a steam impulse turbine can be pressure compounding and can be velocity compounding. In pressure compounding, it is a ratio turbine. In velocity compound, it is a Curtis turbine. Now, D-level turbine. D-level turbine is impulse turbine. It has one set of nozzles and one set of moving blades. You can see the red one set of nozzles and one set of moving blades. One set of nozzle and one set of moving blades are called one stage. And so D-level turbine is a single stage machine. Yes. Total stage pressure drop occurs in nozzle. There is no pressure drop in moving blades. So pressure drops occurs only in the nozzle. So pressure at upstream and downstream of the moving blade are same. Since there is no pressure drop. You see moving blades are attached to rotor. You can see here this is moving blade which is attached to the rotor and nozzles are attached to the casing. You see this is casing which is nozzles are attached. And this is a flow path of steam. So all the turbines are axial inlet and axial outlet. You can see here steam enters axially. First comes at nozzles where pressure drops occurs, velocity increases, and high velocity steam strikes on the moving blades and power is produced. And then finally comes out low pressure steam and low velocity steam from the outlet of turbine. So inlet is also axial, outlet is axial. So all type of turbines are inlet axial, outlet axial. D-level turbine is a pure impulse turbine. So it is designed in a such a way that inlet and outlet area of moving blades are same. You can see here, it is shown as a circle. You can see here circle of moving blades. Same circle means same cross section area. Thus this is for indication purpose. Both of same size indicates inlet and outlet cross section area of vanes or between the blades are same. So inlet and outlet relative velocity will be same because area is same. And because of this, since there is a no change in velocity, there will be no change in pressure. So D-level turbine is impulse type turbine, single stage, moving blades, has no pressure drop, no velocity change, relative velocity, I mean, and the velocity drops only in nozzle. You can see the nozzles in the rings of nozzle rings call it. And this is one set of moving blades. And you can see this is a moving blade profile here. Now the pressure and velocity variation impulse, that is D-level turbine, this is nozzle. So see this is a pressure drop, and because of this pressure drop absolute velocity increases. You can see here. After that pressure remains constant, so this is constant, velocity drops. You see this pressure, there is a pressure velocity drops in the moving blade and then finally comes out. So this is a typical case of pressure and velocity variation of D-level turbine. This is now rate to a turbine. Rate to a turbine is impulse turbine and pressure compounding type. Rate to a turbine can be single stage or multi-stage. In case of multi-stage turbine, fixed blade acts as a nozzle where expansion of steam occurs and velocity increases. So in each stage, expansion of steam occurs in nozzles or fixed blade only, and there is no pressure drop in moving blades. Total power developed is a summation of power of all stages. Moving blades are attached to the rotor and nozzles to fixed blades. Nozzle and fixed blades are attached to casing. In case of single stage rate to a turbine, configuration is similar to like D-level turbine. So single stage rate turbine is equivalent to D level turbine. You can see this is shown multi-stage rate turbine. It is a pressure compounding. Steam comes actually goes out. The first stage is a nozzle, which is nozzles, and all the fixed blades are attached to the casing. Moving blades are attached to the rotor. You can see all moving blades are attached to the rotor because it is rotating. And you see the pressure drop occurs only in the nozzle and the fixed blade. There is no pressure drop in the moving blade. So nozzle and one ring, one set of nozzle and one set of moving blade is called one stage. Similarly, one set of fixed blade and one set of moving blade is called another stage. So there are various stages of rate turbine. Now, rate turbine is again impulse turbines. In moving blade, inlet and outlet area is same. You can see here. But in nozzles, there is a variation of area because there is increase in velocity in the fixed blades. So there will be pressure drop as per conservation of energy law. And you can see this is first nozzle, then moving blades. Pressure drop occurs in nozzle. There is no pressure drop here. Then comes to first set of fixed blade where pressure drop, velocity increases, goes to higher stages. So this is keep on increasing. So you can see the moving blades are similar, like inlet and outlet area are the same. Now the pressure and velocity varies in rate turbine. This is nozzle, then this is a moving blades. These are the fixed blades. You see the pressure drop in nozzles, velocity increases, then fixed. In moving blade, there is no pressure drop, but velocity will be dropped. In the fixed blade, there is a pressure drop, velocity increases, and so same pattern is followed here for the rate turbine for multi-stage rate turbine. Now Curtis turbine. Curtis turbine is a impulse turbine and velocity compounding type. See, the previous one was pressure compounding. This is a velocity compounding. In case of two-stage turbine, reversing blades changes the direction of absolute velocity coming out from the first stage of the moving blade and directs it to the correct angle to second stage of moving blade. Pressure drop and velocity drop don't occur in the reversing blade. The expansion of steam turbine in nozzle only, there is a no pressure drop in moving blades. Total power developed is a summation of power of all stages. Moving blades are attached to rotor and nozzles and reversing blades are attached to the casing. You can see nozzles and reversing blades. This is reversing blades are attached to the casing, but moving blades are attached to the rotor. Again, the flow is axial in and axial out, and pressure drops occurs only the nozzles. There is no pressure drop in the first stage blades and second stage blades. Even though there is no pressure drop or velocity drop in the reversing blade, it just guide the steams for to the proper angles. Now the Curtis turbine is again impulse turbine, so inlet outlet area will be same. You can see here the inlet outlet area of moving blade are same. It consists of nozzle rings. You see where velocity drops occurs, pressure rises. Velocity increases, pressure drops, and one set of reversing blades, which is here, acting as a diverting steam to the next stage for proper impulse. So two-stage impulse, no pressure drop in the moving blades, only pressure drop in nozzles. Velocity changes only in the nozzles, no changes anywhere either in moving blades. In the in the reversing blade, there is no change of pressure and velocity, but in the moving blade, absolute velocity changes. Please note that, but relative velocity remains same. Now this is a pressure and velocity varies in Curtis turbine. You can see these nozzles, two sets of moving blade, one is reversing blades, and there's a pressure drops occurs in nozzles, velocity increases. Then there is a no pressure changes anywhere, either moving blades or reversing blade, but velocity drops occurs in the moving blade, remain constant in the reversing blade, and then further drop in the second stage. That is why it is called velocity compounding of turbine. This is a drop of velocity, then remains constant, then further drop of velocity, even though there is a no change in the pressure. So it is velocity compounding turbine. Now, steam turbine power is associated with the mass flow rate, isentropic enthalpy drop, and isentropic efficiency. So, turbine power is a mass flow rate into isentropic enthalpy drop into isentropic efficiency upon 3600 into 1000. So, turbine power is P is equal to M into HS into ES upon 3600 into 1000, where P is a turbine power in kilowatt, M is a mass flow rate in kg per hour, HS is isentropic enthalpy drop, joule per kg, and ES is a isentropic efficiency, which is constant. So I hope you have enjoyed the working principle of impulse turbine. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.